point. You're not so busy.
We are live. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have Tanglefoot here with us. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Blessed, highly favored. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful today. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and share the link. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I read your biography. You're a paranormal paramedic as well as a ley line healer. You're GeniSis and all those great things. So go ahead and talk a little bit about you while I go ahead and post away, okay?
Okay, sounds great. Well, my name is Tanglefoot. A lot of people know me also as GeniSis. It's my first and last name put together. I just changed the J in Jennifer to a G. So it's GeniSis. Okay, silent. I am a, where do I start? I'm a contactee. I don't say abducted.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead
That's
serious.
so great.
Yes. So
go ahead.
You didn't know that? Well, now you know, coming out of the closet, so to speak. So I'm a Heyoka empath. I guess some would call it Celtic shaman. I'm getting back to my roots. So a lot of that is coming up. What else do? I say I'm a medium, a type of medium. And I'm a drummer. I used to have contact experience or support groups for people that have had either abduction scenarios or paranormal experiences, because I've had them my whole life. And
wow. Okay, this is so great. This is gonna be great.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your last name. Is that your last name or your full name, GeniSis?
Well, okay, Jennifer is from Jennifer. Jennifer comes from Guinevere, and my last name, Sisk, it was spelled C, like S-I, but when they migrated over here to the States, they changed the last name a little bit. But my last name comes from the she, as in the banshee. Sisk, but it's the she. Yeah, the banshee. And the she. Yes. So it's all hidden and covered in our names. Go ahead.
We have so much to talk about, and we have so much in common. But go ahead.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah. Celtic roots. Celtic roots.
Celtic roots. Father is Irish, yes, and my mother is Chinese and Vietnamese, a little French. Sometimes I've been channeling in French. Sometimes, like this morning, start channeling in French. So I'm a channeler. I'm a channel. And yeah, and I work with my partner. We facilitate drum circles here in Las Vegas. If you're ever in Las Vegas, I encourage you to come. It's a very healing medicine that we bring forth, and it's really the community. The community. There's so many magical artists and amazing people that are in the conscious community here in Las Vegas. So, it'd be nice to allow Las Vegas to be known as Sacred City and not Sin City. Yes.
Well, that would be wonderful, because when I first moved here in 2012, this is what I came to do. It's one of the reasons why I came here, and because I had been meditating, and really, I had some ET contacts as well. So, and then my mom has Irish as well, and English. My dad, well, his grandfather came from the Pyrenees, just so you know. And so the Pyrenees, Basque Country, it's on the border of France and Spain, up there in the mountains. Really sacred, where Mary Magdalene and them was buried.
Fine. Now you're talking my language. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's why we're connected, of course.
And so I have some past lives as a one's a druid, and some other past lives in French, right? Tell me about it.
Well, let me tell you. I had a reading one day by a woman that channels Archangel Gabriel. And she's channeling the Archangel. He said, "You're wondering where you're from. You are a druid from Stonehenge. You're a druid from Stonehenge, and there's ties to somehow Australia, Scotland and things. And there was some sort of disaster, something, explosion or something." That's what he said. So yes, Celtic and Druid all the way. Yes.
And my grandmother, I forgot to mention, my mom's mom, her last name's Ferguson, and that's straight up Scottish. And,
Yeah.
dude, so yes.
Love it.
So tell me about some of your younger experiences. Where'd you live? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Texas, actually. I'm a Texan.
Are you really?
Born and raised in Texas. Yes, I'm what's called a walk-in or a avatar. Do you know about the soul exchange? It's not demonic possession, but there is a phenomena that's happening on the planet where walk-ins are. It's like people recycle their garbage. They recycle their plastic. Well, it's like a recycling of the soul in a vessel, their bodysuit. So to carry out a mission, so people can do that instead of killing themselves, and actually donate or offer to have their soul, the original soul. And it's like passing the baton. It's like instead of killing the self, it's like, okay, I'm done here on my mission on the planet, or at least my part. I'm going to pass the baton and let you take over from here. But the transformation I've gone through is like I would say akin to the monarch butterfly. They become there's 4 whole generations in one life cycle with the monarch butterfly, but they become 4 whole butterflies differently, without they travel the 4th generation, because they only live like 5 or 6 weeks. But somehow the last generation within that cycle knows how to migrate all the way around North America and start where the original monarch was without being told. It's in the DNA, so it's passed through the genetics, and scientists are dumbfounded by it. So I would say my transformation is akin to this, to interject, as a walk-in or a avatar. Words
I'm
are
really
interesting.
familiar. I am totally familiar with all this.
Yes. Yes, of course you are. You're a sister. I love it.
And so when did that happen?
Well, I would say, well, I've had paranormal encounters my entire life. So I would say, but there's been that says, there's a scripture that says, He is the potter and we are the clay. And so I would say, I feel like I've been trained my whole life and sort of gone from different stages in my path. But when I came to Las Vegas, things really started to kick up in like 2017. And I was at my first drum circle where my partner now, my fiance, we're getting married. Had a drum. Thank you. He had a drum circle. It was my first drum circle here in a cave, an actual cave, which is the womb of the earth. Yeah. And so that was my first drum circle. And instantly I started dancing the spirits into like a kachina doll. I was suddenly dancing like I knew how to dance my whole life. So the spirits entered, animate the body like a kachina, and leave when they're done. My first drum circle, I've had a mystical encounter. My life has changed ever since. It's been very speedily with even with contact and things. So that was in New Year's Eve of 2016. It was on the night where we're going to 2017. And some red ships showed up and things as well, I think the next year. But I didn't know my partner at the time, but he's been having these drum circles here in Las Vegas, and it's life-changing, and it's the medicine. And he's been doing it for 9 years now. So this weekend we are celebrating our 9-year anniversary. I've only been here since 2013, but the circle since 2017. So it's changed my life, and I owe it to the sound of the drum. Yes.
I don't know where to start. This is just so amazing. So you did your first drum circle here in a cave?
Yes, yes, yes. It's on Warm Springs and Fort Apache. Yes, they
Fort
closed it in, but they closed in the cave because somebody started living in there. But we like to go on the ledge sometimes because it overlooks the whole city.
And was there any? You said Kachina dolls in there?
No, but my spirit guides. I was listening to my spirit guides, and I come out of Christianity. I was a Christian for many years. I mean, I still guess I am. Well, it means follower of Christ is what Christian means, but I'm more. I needed more answers. So, for the Word of God and all the sacred texts. So, I kind of a Gnostic again. I don't know all these labels. I just want knowledge. Gnosis means, Gnosis means knowledge. And I forgot where I was going with that.
Said then you saw a red UFO.
I saw some red UFOs. I spoke to a fleet of them. I want to say it was that year. Was it that year or the next year? Yeah, I think it was that year because I told them to show up because I saw them. A fleet of red ships, and I knew that Dr. Stephen Greer said, about 5D contact, where you can actually connect with them, where you're calling them in basically and communicating with them. So I saw these red ships. It was pouring down rain one night right before the circle. I went to turn my car around, last minute decision, turned around my car, did a U-turn, and I look up and there's all these red ships. And I saw them go bloop, 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 one by one into the clouds. And I said, come back to the drum circle tomorrow night. Go there. And they showed up, and somebody actually got footage of it that night.
You have photos?
Somebody does. A friend of mine, Laurent, he's in France. He's got it somewhere from that year. Yeah. Yes.
So if somebody were to go to your Facebook right now, when did you start your recording some of this stuff on your Facebook?
You mean my lives, or what do you mean? Oh, you mean like the phenomena? Well, gosh, I lost one page, and so I lost the whole password thing. Couldn't get into my old account, so it's probably on an old account or something. But I do try to capture some phenomena. I do capture orbs quite often. They're quite active lately, and so they manifest.
Pretty much when I moved here, things started going crazy too.
Yeah, it's the land. It's amazing.
Right? Is it the land? Yeah. I mean, tell me, or is it Area 51? Or is it the land? What do you think?
All of it. I think it's part. Man, I got to be careful what I say, Lord. Tell me what to say, what I can't say, and what I cannot say, because I get revelations and I see things, but Spirit is showing me. Well, it's because of Area 51. What do you think Area 51 is out here?
It's on a I don't know, is it on a ley line?
Well, there's a lot of ley lines out here. Huh? There are ley lines. There are ley lines, and there is the Hoover Dam. We have the Hoover Dam. It's power, electricity. The ley lines, they use that to power. Many people, I don't even know how many viewers know what a ley line is. But do you want to tell your viewers what a ley line is so we can
let's tell them what a ley line is. Go ahead. I want to hear you tell us a little bit about what you've come to realize since you've been here.
Well, the ley lines are energy grids, and military bases are built on top of ley lines. Washington, D.C. is built on top of a ley line. Okay, and there's some that go even from Stonehenge, and they line up. I don't think I'll go all the way across it. I don't know. There's somehow these what they call nudes, or anyways, they're like, if you could picture, nodes. If you could picture like a spider web, well, you have the World Wide Web, right? The World Wide Web. You have a spider web. Exactly. And you have a natural energy force field. Yes. So we can access these, and shamans use them. Us medicine women can use them. I mean, really, if I don't want to say just us, but that's what they're known for. Chinese people call them spirit lines. Native American people call them, well, no, Chinese people call them dragon lines. I want to say Australian people call them the dream lines. And they're known as spirit lines, but they get from the drilling and the fracking and all the vibration, all the negative energy, it gets entangled and it gets blocked, and it gets, if something dark's happened, which we know a lot of darkness has happened for some time, hasn't it? They get blockages. When I say blockages, it's like unclogging a sink, you know, it needs to be cleaned. It needs to be cleansed of all the trauma, all the drilling, the negative, hate, anger, depression, torment, bloodshed, all that needs to be cleared. And so that's why this moment in time is very important for us as healers on the planet, as caretakers, because we must heal the ley lines. No different than doing acupuncture, right? If Mother Earth is alive, she's a live, conscious being, and you are living as well, and we must take care of our bodies. What do you think we have to do for her body? She's a celestial body, a body, and so in the book of GeniSis, genes of Isis, right? Genes of Isis. Genes of Isis, the goddess Isis, of course. Not a terrorist, all right? Yeah, I mean, it's a little offensive that they use a goddess name as a terrorist. You're like, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
You know what you mean? So, genes of Isis. So, where was I going with that? I forgot what I was going.
Well, let me tell you something I know about healing ley lines, and you would be surprised. Well, not you, but some people would be surprised how someone who is in tune with the earth. Now, when I was a druid, in the 8th century, I dedicated my soul to Mother Earth.
Damn. Yes!
Yes, right?
Yeah, girl.
I've had several lives, past lives in France. So what I did was I took a trip over to Paris, and I had some activated crystals that I activated, and I buried one under the Tuileries, the gardens under by the Louvre.
Okay.
I went home and I did something very special. Very, very special. And it sent out shockwaves. And I got in touch with Mother Mary because, you know, or not Mother Mary, but Mary Magdalene, you know, she's buried under the Louvre in like a V, like the V. And the Louvre is like this. And then she's buried down there, you know? So I got in touch with her soul. It's amazing. She shared some amazing information with me because I'm very telepathic. I can remote view, remote heal, bilocate, and all kinds of cool things. Comes from years and years of meditation. And so I'm with you on this about healing the earth and things like that. And so, yes, I did that.
I believe you. And you know, you just reminded me, you triggered my memory, because when I was in that cave, my spirit guides had me go the 4 directions and bury crystals in the 4 directions. I'm like, what? I just bought these crystals.
Yeah.
What? Boom, bam, boom. Buried them right there and I gave offering.
Yes.
Thank you for that memory.
Yeah, you can plug in. You can plug right in.
Yes,
but,
ma'am.
So moving forward, you said that you've been abducted, or you've seen?
I would say contacted. I wouldn't say abducted. Well, you know, as a child, I would say I you know, but because people they compare demonic possession or oppression to alien encounters, that people levitate and things.
Right.
I had really bad nightmares as a child, and I would have the sleep paralysis since a child. So now I'm reviewing back and looking back, not quite sure. You know, it's very mystical, isn't it? So, but what really, what I didn't understand, a whole lot, nobody really, they don't equip you with books, or maybe the parents, they don't give you a handbook, is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And so, right. And so as I got older, here in Las Vegas, I would say, I went to a UFO conference. Let's see, it was right before my first UFO conference. These ships, I would start taking footage outside and things. Suddenly I saw two ships. One came really slow, blinking, 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 stopped right in front of me. Another one came from the side, blinking, 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 stopped. They were hovering for a while. I would say probably about a half a mile away. I go inside. I said, I want to capture this inside. And so I went inside, went through my house, went to the back door, opened the sliding glass door, and I looked to my left, and there's the ship. And then I saw a bright light flash, and I was just in a hypnotic state, like a trance. And I just nodded my head yes. I was like, yes. And then I walked backwards, and then I felt this energy going through my body. And I was like, at first I wasn't afraid. And then suddenly I was like, what's happening? And I heard telepathically, it's okay. We are just removing some old energy. I didn't even know what energy come out of Christianity. Old energy, stuff from the past, or the old energy, and replacing it with new or something. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I went into a trance, and as a medium, they started speaking through my vocal cords. Spoke through my vocal cords, or at least 5 beings. And I was in a hypnotic trance, like on an examining table, but it was by location, like you were talking about. Yeah. I was here, but another place at the same time. And they were speaking through my vocal cords, and one sounded like a sort of robotic, but it was like he was a doctor. I just knew he was a doctor. Probably, I want to say maybe a mantis being, if I got a better depiction of him. If I were to picture how they spoke, I would say it was like a mantis. But he was a doctor. And then there was another one that spoke to me that sounded like a fairy godmother. As crazy as that sounds, she sounded like a little Disney fairy godmother. And like, oh, she's so hilarious, describing my personality to these other beings that were observing. She's really funny, hilarious, and saying I was from the sun. And they said, yes. And then they said, I've never told anybody that before, by the way. I'm just being honest and telling the truth. And this is another thing they said to me that I've never told, which is a bit of a mystery. She cannot be patented. 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 I was saying, what do they mean by that? And they're working on me and things, And so I've had visitation. Well, even before then, I've had, quite a bit. And it's a lot for one show. I've levitated and things back in 2009. But it's been a long mystical journey. But I felt very safe around them. And I've had regular contact all the time. We talk all the time. It's just like, why I use my copper. I like using copper. Copper. See, I can make this thing spin. Hold on, not me. Of course, it's not me. I'm just a vessel. It'll start spinning on its own. That's what we can do with the energy. That's copper. It'll start spinning really fast. I got to be careful. I'm not moving my hand, So that's to give you an idea of what we could do with energy and communicating, because I'm communicating quite often, and I want to have a clear line of communication with my star family. As crazy as that sounds.
Star family. So so I just wanted to share with you a little bit of something, because I get a lot of visions and things like that. And I had a vision of you and your lovely face just kind of like smiling. And Spirit told me she's very, very, very ancient. Your soul is very ancient. And I said, I need to speak to her. So tell me about your star family and your star roots.
Woo-hoo. Well, I am Lycerian. I am part, Sirius. the dog star Sirius, right? Blue star, and Lyra, the cat people. Lyra, some Lycerian.
Yep.
Which is connected to Egypt. Yes? And they were believed to see the planet and things. And so, yeah. Yeah, they're blue.
Yes, they are blue. They are blue. And I have some really amazing experiences. I had my past lives done, and I am very ancient as well. I've been through the very ancient as well.
I believe it. I know. Yeah.
And they said my star family is from Sirius, with ties to Andromeda and Cygnus. And I have had a blue star being come to visit me.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was, I've had other stars, but I don't know, angels or whatever. But the blue star being came through my house, walked through the wall, came around the kitchen, came in my room, and it kind of looked a little bit androidish. Just beautiful colors, like light. Yes. Beautiful colors of the universe with little tiny like fragments of like wiring, or I can't even describe it. Like in the maybe skin part was like little electrical circuitry, little like veins, and they were just lighting up, and they were all different colors, and it was just kind of glowing. And he gave me a little box like this big, like the size of a ring would fit in. And I was petrified out of my mind. And this is when I lived in Tehachapi in the mountains in a cabin by myself. And I was really scared, and I just turned over like and hid, and I basically felt him put the ring behind me on the bed.
Wow, amazing. Yeah. Amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, but I knew I was having contact, because I would wake up and my body would be just vibrating really hard. I couldn't stop it. And then one day, it's like the lights just went on so bright in my room, like 1,000 lights of white light. It's almost like someone turned a breaker on and woke me up, and it was just bright, 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 bright light in my whole entire room. And again, I saw myself on a table, and there was, and they were like, I don't know, working on me, and they're like, we're almost done. We're almost done.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so I've been, activated or worked on or whatever too. So yes. So when I moved here, so I decided to move here, and that's when all shit hit the fan with paranormal experiences. Right?
I bet. I'm so glad you reached out to me, because I don't feel so alone anymore. Not that I'm alone, anyways. It's just
you shouldn't feel alone. You shouldn't feel alone.
No, I mean, well, people that just speak my language, like, you speak my language. That's cool. That's great. It's like, okay, it's my people here. My people are here. They're here.
Well, I'm one of them.
I love it. I'm happy.
So moving forward, so your fiance has been doing drum circles now. What is he like? What is his
background and things?
Or what got him into that?
Well, he's been drumming since he was 3 years old. Since he was 3 years old, he's Italian. He comes from an Italian family. And he even has like this 100-year-old little drum from Italy. It's so cute. So music has always been in his family. He's the Grateful Dead. I want to talk about the Grateful Dead, because the Grateful Dead is the name of an Egyptian ship that carries the souls over the river. That's the name of the ship, the Grateful Dead. And so the Grateful Dead is his favorite all-time band ever. So one of the drummers gave him this for his birthday. It's an actual drum.
Oh, neat.
And it's got happy 70th birthday, Mickey Hart. So the Grateful Dead is the one that has encouraged the drum circles to keep having these drum circles. So Joe this weekend is going to be our 9th. Well, his 9th, because he started them. another friend of ours, Richard Kashansky. He is actually Richard Kashansky. Richard Kashansky. He's one of our good friends. He's a drummer as well, and he's like 72 years old, but he's like he's 20. He still drums out there with us. He is really a master drummer. He used to drum with the Boston Symphony, the Boston Pops. And so he comes out there with us. But my partner has been having these drum circles for about 9 years, and they're just getting, they change all the time because people, you know, Las Vegas is a transient city. So they take it all over the world and things. But he is a yogi. He studied for like 20 years. He knows all the mantras and things. His is more of the Hindu teachings. And Amma, you know, he loves Amma. He teaches me a lot about the Hindu, the ancient teachings. They're like 6,000 years old, which that's the part that I want to access even more, because I seem to channel hand mudras, and that's one of the first things, well, I guess evidence of the awakening of the Kundalini Shakti energy through the body is the hand mudra. So it happens naturally without thinking. It's a very subconscious thing. And so he plays the harmonium, which is right behind me. It's a harmonium. For those that don't know, it's like a little, it reminds me of an organ at church. I just love the sound, but it has a real Hindu sound to it. So he does that, and he's a sound yogi, if you will. So that's what we do. And forgive me, I don't remember the name. It starts with a D, but it's a type of yoga with sound. And so we use sound, and it really breaks magical spells and curses. And when we drum under the stars and the moon with all of our tribe, with our brothers and sisters here in Las Vegas, something very cosmic happens under the stars when we're there. And we are we drum right by the Hoover Dam. The dry lake bed is right there in the lake, which whale medicine has been coming up a lot. So we're hearing the call.
Where exactly is your drum circle again?
It's at the El Dorado dry lake bed. El Dorado dry lake bed. You take a right on Searchlight, and about approximately 5 miles down, look for the fire. You'll see.
Right or left?
You're going to take a right onto the lake bed. It's very dark, so just set your meter to.
So
what's that?
I think I know where it's at. Yeah. Now it's Saturdays from what time?
Well, it is actually. It's every second Saturday, the second Saturday of the month. It got rained out last Saturday, so it pushes all of us in the community together with our burner family this weekend. But it's usually second Saturday, every second Saturday. We get there about sunset, between about 7, 8. We posted at our website or at our fan page, the circle. We are the circle in Las Vegas. We are the Rainbow Tribe, Rainbow Family. And so,
how long does it go for?
We camp out. Some camp out. We're going to camp out. We've got our RV. No, not our RV. We got our truck out of the shop. Our campers in order. We're going to camp out. So you camp out. We don't want people, especially if you're using medicines, we encourage everybody to stay the night. Go when it's daylight, when you're okay. So we look out for one another out there. Very responsible people.
So it goes to Sunday?
What's that?
So it goes to Sunday?
To Sunday. Mm-hmm.
And then how late do you do the drumming?
We go all night because it just the energy will start picking up, and different people come and they pick up the drumsticks, and whoever wants to, we just change, it just changes. So it goes all night with so many different people, and they're just, playing music, and it really, but this weekend we're joining forces with our family, with the burner family and the raves. And so we're going to drum along with the sort of the other trance music, and it's going to be lights and fire spinners, and, we're celebrating my birthday and the equinox. So it's going to be a beautiful ritualistic event because we always have a huge bonfire, but this one's going to be extra special because of the equinox. So it is ritualistic. So So let's bring forth in prayer as we gather this weekend. Let's bring an offering of tobacco if you're watching, or cornmeal. I'm going to put some cornmeal offering. Acknowledge, our star people, the stone people, tree people, nations, and the animal people, star nations, animal people. Yes, and give an offering and pay respect. And so it's going to be epic.
It sounds epic. So for the viewers, I got a couple questions. So you said that you're a paranormal paramedic?
I refer to myself as a paranormal paramedic. Because
Tell us about that. What?
Well, because I'm a healer and I help souls. Sorry. Because they come to me, I get really emotional, and they do. So when you talk about it, it's like, so, sorry. Sorry, like the banshee, we weep and we wail. We cry for the dead, we do. And so as a paranormal paramedic, we are healers. So we're healers on the land. And so we help the spirit realm too. We help the animal people and the other star people. And, sometimes they need help. Oops, sorry. Sometimes I need help. So, yeah.
So what about, because sometimes I do the paranormal investigations, and sometimes people get attachments and things like that. Is that something you do? Like if
yes,
they're
I do. Yeah, yes, I am an exorcist. Yes, of course. Yes, that is yes, of course. I have. Yes. That is a major crisis.
Did you get trained in that? Did you get trained in that, or did that come natural?
I would say I've trained my whole life for it. Yes, indeed, because it happened to me and nobody could help me. So now it's helped equip me to do what I do, because and understand the laws and understand universal law. And demons are very legalistic, aren't they? So it's important to understand.
They have their rules and things, right?
What's that?
Don't they have their rules, and the demons have rules?
Well, they have to apply by universal law, and if they are violating it, they better get out. You know what I'm saying? And not be able to trespass in this vessel, ever trespass on this vessel, because I'm the authority over this vessel. I'm the authority. The Lord gives us that authority. He gives you that authority. The Lord. You know who I'm talking about. That walked with Mary Magdalene. Bam, bam, bam. Boom, bam.
So what do you have a little bit of advice for how not to get attached, or how not to, so if you're going out looking for ghosts, what do you do to when you're done? How do you clear it?
That is a very good topic to bring up, because people, a lot of times, I'm very curious, and I'm curious. People are curious. They want to know. But like I said, they don't give you a handbook, do they? Or maybe they do. And, that's why ignorance is darkness. And my ignorance has gotten me in trouble with that very thing. And so glorifying it. So I'm really concerned about the paranormal community when they're playing around. I don't want to say playing around. I think they want to have answers, because I want answers too, because I feel like I want to get the equipment as well as a researcher. And I feel like sort of a scientist, a doctor, because I am a healer, and we have to return to the ancient sacred ways to do it. This technology, no, that's unnatural. We can do it ourselves.
Right.
With that energy, you know what I'm saying? And with the elementals, and with, what's natural. Jesus rebuked the winds. We can do that too. He says, the works I do, you will do, and greater works than what he does, we will do. I'm like, really? I want to do it. That's written. It is written. So, Lord, come on with it. Because you know what? Yeah. And so to heal the sick, to raise the dead, and to cast out demons. We are to do the work for him, to be apostles or to be his, his workers on land. It's like, and people get demonically possessed, and the advice I would say is to, I don't know if I'd advise it because of my own situation that's happened. However, for inquiring minds that want to know, I would stay armed with the Holy Spirit, filled with the Holy Spirit from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Bam, because they have no authority over your vessel, period. End of story. Holy Spirit and fire, boom. I would, before you go in there, pray, equip yourself. Lord, I pray, well, I pray. My praying has changed a lot, hasn't it? I mean, from a Christian, but the name above all names, they say Jesus or Isa, Jesus. He was a prophet, but in his name, it doesn't say in the name of Paul, or in the name of Joe. But with that, some people use that, but I've actually had an encounter with Kronos, the god of time. So when Kronos showed up, it was like the demons took, it was
Whoa,
over.
this is blowing my mind right now. Can you tell me a little bit about that? There's so many synchronicities with what you're saying.
Really?
Yes. Go ahead and tell me.
So Kronos, he's the god of time. Boom, bam, boom, he is. So in 2009, the god of time showed up. It's a really long story, but I was possessed. I'm just going to come forth with what happened to me and why why I do what I do, why I'm concerned about, demonic possession or other people getting attachments, if you will, which I can assist with. Because in my ignorance, I was dabbling with the Ouija board and by myself. Just curious, open that door like a Pandora's box. Remember Pandora's box? Boom. Holy, didn't know what to do. Couldn't shut the door. Couldn't shut it. So demons were coming and entering this vessel at will.
Wow.
And it was a crisis, and no one could help me. Nobody could help me, not even church. A little bit, I give up, but it was like a door was left open. And it wasn't for many years. It's been many years since New York. I lived in New York. And then, so it's taken a lot of prayer. People thought I was insane and crazy. I was so petrified and scared. I would get jerked up out of my bed. I would get harassed and tormented quite often. And nobody could help me. A little bit, yes. I will say, okay, let me take it back. I would say nobody. Holy Spirit. That's when I became a born-again Christian. However, during that Christian walk is when I discovered, Kronos, the god of time, which left me more questions because a woman prayed over me, a woman. And her name is the name of Mosiah. Mosiah is like the female version of Moses. She prayed over me, and she had her son Elijah. And they prayed over me, and it was like a ballroom brawl went off in there. But it was a demonic spirit of Jezebel. This was a strong man holding all the other demons. And finally, she wouldn't leave. She was hiding under the name Bella, which is my dog's name, Bella, of all things. Bella, and she says, Bella. She goes, Jezebel. And she identified the strong man that was taking over. And when she said that, she said, Kronos, now is the time. Kronos, now is the time. And when she said that, because I levitated. Let me tell you, I levitated like this. My body flipped like a pancake like that, and I was bouncing up and down on the ground like this. No kidding, and there are witnesses to this. I'm not making this up. You can't make this stuff up. And I spoke in Hebrew. I said, Adonai Sabayot, Adonai Sabayot. I didn't know what I said. She spoke Hebrew. And when it was over, but Kronos showed up. When she said, now's the time, all of them from the pit of my belly, came billowing out, screaming in terror, in terror. Gone. Boom, that door was shut. But then after that, and we were weeping and wailing and just holding each other because I knew it was over.
Wow.
Finally, after many years. And then the next day, I started having telepathic communications with the star people. Morse code. I was tapping in Morse code, messages. Had a meeting with the council suddenly after that. So I've been on this quest for truth and searching for the self-realization and truth, because it's a testimony. You can't make this stuff up. And it's about that time that, being a Christian, it's just not all the information. And I feel like I have a sense of responsibility here on this planet to carry forth the truth and to be able to assist other people. So now the Lord has equipped me to assist those that have attachments or demonic possession. And I actually, a few testimonies. One woman, I won't say her name, but she was demonically possessed, full-on possession, and helped her, because it is a spiritual crisis. It is a crisis of the soul, and it is very scary. And some people need help. So that's my advice, and that's my testimony. And thank you for allowing me to share that.
That's just amazing. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask you one more question? I don't know how much time that you have on your phone. Do you still have time for another question?
Sure. Yes.
So I was curious about the Kundalini. Is it something that can happen in, like, repeatedly, or a little bit here and there, or one big boom, or is it something that constantly goes higher and low and then high? Or tell us about that.
I feel for myself, how it's happened is, well, I just did a meditation. It was something on YouTube. It was right when I was seeking answers. It was right around the time I was coming out of this Christianity, looking into the UFO phenomena because of my experience. And I just did a breathing meditation. And it was like to raise the Kundalini from your spine, because the Kundalini is like a snake, it's a coil, like where your sacrum is, starts there and it goes all the way up your spine. So I did this breathing thing, and it was like, but it did go from glory to glory. It seems like it increases. You get more, the more you meditate and the more you raise your vibration, if you will. Kundalini, it's like there's a paranormal phenomena to it, I would say. Wouldn't you say, did you notice that yours increased? Or are you not sure? I mean, for me, it's increased with the Kundalini. But yeah.
I feel like it comes and then goes, and then comes again and goes. What do you think? It's really hard to just maintain. Isn't that a lot? Or it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I feel like, you just don't activate it and then walk away. You got to do the work, which is meditation, which my meditation for me is the drum. I go into a trance instantly. And it's like, I'm able, it's communication to the drum, the sound, the beat, because the heartbeat, it's the mother's beat, heartbeat. You hear it in the womb. We all know that beat, the heartbeat, Mother Earth too. So the drumming is very important. And it's very sacred, but I would say you do need to keep your vessel maintained and to keep good words of bread of life. I feed on the Psalms. I feed on the word knowledge, gnosis, good words, speaking good words, and seeking knowledge, because it's like being given a airplane and not knowing how to drive it. We must to know thyself, right? To thine own self be true. That was at the temple of Delphi, wasn't it? But the gods had, it was written there, to know thyself. So it's a self-realization and self-seeking, but to know thyself, what we are, who you are, and to have that relationship with God and ask God or Goddess what the answers are, to be able to use these abilities with the Kundalini Shakti energy. But it does require time and reading and investing in ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very true. Very, very true. So what is the, tell us about the drum.
Yeah, the
Tell us about
drum.
the drum. And I know
Well, drum.
sound is vibration, but sound is also light, isn't it?
Ooh, yes, you can clear energy with sound, and that's why clearing that energy, that ripple, that sound, you know, we can put back into the energy grids and clear all that past trauma, the vibration of the drum. The drum is in the shape of a circle, isn't it? The circle.
Yes.
The circle of life. The circle of life. The heartbeat represents life, doesn't it? And there's been a lot of deaths, hasn't there? And, you know, instead of killing the planet, you know, we could drum for life because it represents the heartbeat. And that vibration, it's very primal, I guess you could say. And, you know, the 12 tribes, you know, the promised land, the Bible talks about the 12 tribes of Israel. And for me, I think Is stands for Isis, goddess Isis, Ra for the sun god Ra, and El, the Elohim. Or I want to say that's for more than one god. The Elohim. Do you know? Do you happen to be Jewish? May I ask you that?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. I have these roots with Jerusalem, the new city of Jerusalem. God talks about it, the new city. So as the builders of the new city, to build the temple for God, our body's a temple, but also his temple, and to give him glory. Oh, great creator. And so the drum, yeah, the drum, actually, I will tell you also that, who is it? Not Krishna, Shiva. There's a god, Shiva, and there's a little drum. I believe they created the universes with the drum. And Kali, the goddess of time. Oh, yeah. Goddess of time. Kali means time. And we know about the Kali Yuga, which I know a little bit. Joe's telling me about this time with the Kali Yuga, but sometimes these beings come back. They come back. These gods, and I believe. Huh?
This is true.
This is true. How does that happen? How are they coming back? Are they going to reveal themselves as they go through their transformation? You know what I mean?
When Christ arrives and it's time, they will reveal.
Woo-wee, that's right. That's right.
It's so synchronistic. It's just funny.
Yeah? Tell me why.
Well,
is it too much to get into right now? Or save it for another show? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. But let's see. Do you know anything about the language of light?
Oh, yes. The language of light is the Shekinah. Shekinah means light language. Shekinah is Hebrew. I know it's Jewish in a past life.
It's almost Shekinah is basically, you can also say Shekinah, or it's spelled Shekinah, right?
Shekinah, yeah.
Shekinah,
yes.
Shekinah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So when I was in church, we'd sing Shekinah glory, the Shekinah glory. We were singing in church. So the Shekinah is a light language. So I do channel actually in the Bible, and I will refer to the Word of God again. You know, Freemasons, they get their knowledge from the Egyptians, the ancients, don't they?
Oh, okay. This is going to be good. Let me close my sliding door. They're starting to do yard work, but go ahead. Tell us about the, go ahead.
Okay.
Huh?
Hold on one second. Okay, I had to close that screen. It was coming down. Yeah, go ahead. Do that. I'm on 15%. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Forgive me.
Definitely. Tell us about that.
The
Templars learned from the Egyptians, yeah?
Say that again.
The Templars learned from the Egyptians?
Yes, the Templars and the Egyptians.
And then did they teach it to the Cathars, or were the Cathars an offshoot of the Egyptians?
Ooh, now you're going deep. Now you're going deep. Well, that's a good question. I do know of the Cathars, and there were like 500,000 of them. The genocide. Anyways, so speaking of the saints, oh man, you're touching on some really deep stuff right now. It's touching my, oh man.
Well, I have a past life as a Cathar, and I see the symbols, and it's very, very dear to my heart, the whole connection there. So, that might even be a show for a different day. But
yes, I think so. That's a lot because I'm feeling stuff, memories coming up, and so it's very emotional.
Yes, and one of my missions is to go over there now, to go over to Cathar country, apparently to retrieve some keys and codes and things like that. Okay, so we'll definitely right. We'll definitely talk.
Yes, ma'am.
There's so much more to this. I feel like we're connected in a lot of ways. I'm really so proud to have spoken to you and had you on my show and have you share your story. And I wanted everyone to see what a wonderful things are happening for us right now. I feel the energy. I'm going to have another guest come on, a couple of ladies come on around 2 o'clock, and we also have the same connection. So I've also told them about you.
Yes.
If you get a chance, watch your show if you're busy. It'll be on there. Watch the show. And then we want to come to your drum circle, okay?
Yes.
Right? So I'm going to try to come. Yeah, I won't be able to make it tomorrow because I work Saturdays. But if you give me the date, I'll go ahead and take Saturday and Sunday off.
Okay.
And then possibly some other people. And we'll get out there, okay? We'll spend the night and we'll just talk for hours and hours. Sound good?
Yes. Thank you. You blessed me, sister. My sisters are coming.
So you blessed me. So
Thank you for the show.
All right.
Looking forward to it. Yes, ma'am.
So we can find you on your webpage, Tanglefoot, GeniSis, right?
Tanglefoot, GeniSis, Geni.
Do you have a YouTube or anything else that you refer to?
Well, I have a YouTube. I haven't been working on it, and I will tell you I have to actually pay for my domain name today. I'm working on a website. Woo-wee. So be patient, please. I appreciate your patience. Master Matrix channel is on YouTube. And I'm working on more videos. So I'm updating them as they come. But yes, Master Matrix channel on YouTube. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to find you. We're going to sign out for now, but listen, you're going to come back, and hopefully you can be a regular, and hopefully we'll get together soon, all right?
Yes, sister, I love you. Thank you. Blessings.
Love you too. Have a great day.
You too. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
How do I sign out?
So that's the show for today with the wonderful, wonderful lady. Now she's here from Las Vegas, and hopefully everyone, if you have any questions, go ahead and post them. And then coming up at about 2 o'clock, which is an hour from now, possibly 3, where I'm going to have some more ladies on the Tunnel Talk podcast, which is, I'll also be putting it on my profile here. Some amazing ladies, psychic mediums. They also do speak language of the light, and they're interested in all kinds of things with the community here. And so I'll put out a little announcement for that too. So thanks everybody for tuning in. It was good. Talk to you later.